I got my ass plowed by purple last night. It was absolutely ridiculous. I've never done so bad in a playtesting session for any card game in my entire life. I started playing red Omnimon and it just wasn't getting the job done. So I played blue Omnimon and it went about half-seas. Like, half-seas. Half-seas is bad for me. I don't like that. Half-seas, no. I realize that there are some people in the world that are like, the glass is half full, and that's great. But if my glass is half full, it's half empty, or there might as well not even be glass there in the first place. I do think I'm taking this a little bit too far though, so let me rephrase. While my ass cheeks were getting spread open metaphorically, it did give me an idea for a bit of a series and some YouTube content that I can take out of it. In relation to spread ass cheeks, I guess it's pretty bad. Also, I really hate not filming at the store, because now you hear everything, including the garbage truck outside. I just want lockdown to end. We're going to talk about each color in relation to each format, talk about all the cards that it has to make it competitive, and the strengths, the weaknesses, go over some decks, and just what you need to know about the color. Everything you need to know that matters. That's what this series is entitled to tell you. Anyway, so our first color is going to be purple. I'm really excited to kick off this series with purple. It's going to be great. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more. Let's do this. I'm going to put a YouTube card up here somewhere with my purple deck profile that I uploaded on this channel a while ago. And then I'm going to put a screenshot over the screen now of the purple deck that destroyed my entire existence yesterday. It's only 4 or 5 cards different. We're playing the same cards because just competitive purple doesn't have that much variety to it. It's really about how you play it and what you mill that defines exactly how your deck works at that sort of time. Notable differences include that he played 3 Beals while I played 2 Beals and a Lilithmon, but I did note that in the video, if I had a 3rd Beals, that Lilithmon would have been a 3rd Beals. Because I played the Lilithmon, I ended up playing the cheap level 5 just to help the evolution line a little bit. And then I also played 4 Trump Sword and 3 Night Raid, where he played 4 Night Raid and 3 Trump Sword. And he played a few more rookies because his deck is more of an aggressive style of purple, and that's quite alright. Moving right along to the deck's strengths. This deck has a lot of strengths. First of all, let's talk about how it has removal for basically everything in the game except Tamers, because just that doesn't exist yet. If I feel like playing Rookie or Champion Rush, sorry, Heat Viper's got you. Alright, I'll just, I guess, evolve to level 5. Nah, Chimeramon, man. Chimeramon says no. Alright, well, I'll evolve to level 6, and I'll go up from there. Yeah, that'll be good, right? Well, I mean, sure, but if you attack, I'm just gonna attack with Retaliate. And if you don't attack, I'm just gonna destroy you with Trump Sword. Oh, also, don't forget that Beelzemon and Millenniummon are removal too, so yeah. So I think I made my point. It has removal for everything, and it's the only deck that really does, to the extent that purple does. So that gives it definitely a step ahead of the competition in regarding that. And then there's the other card in the room, the elephant, Piedmon. Probably the best purple card right now. The fact that it costs 12 is a bit steep, but it brings back 2 cards. 2! That's a blocker and retaliator. Or more rookies, or whatever. It's really freaking good. Oh, and it has Retaliate too, because apparently bring back 2 cards just isn't enough, so yeah. I think what attracts me to purple so much, which is why I wish I had more purple cards, is because it's very much like any Yu-Gi-Oh! Graveyard control deck. I really like Lightsworns. I also like zombies. I like anything that has to do with graveyard manipulation and stuff like that. Burning Abyss. Purple is the closest deck we have to that kind of generic mechanic, and it's obviously really good. Graveyard manipulation is honestly great. And the more you mill, the better your deck gets, the more you can toolbox, and that's really cool. Weaknesses. Is purple actually weak to anything? Like, what can you do? If you can start with a blocker, that'll stop them from going aggro Rookie Rush style on you, unless they have Retaliate Devimon, followed by a Goblimon underneath it, because that always seems to happen. But seriously though, a blocker can help. Blockers do help. Also, out-aggroing them when you're playing Rookie Rush versus their Rookie Rush is a good way to win. I did have a game yesterday where the only cards in my hands for the longest time was level 3s and Omnimons. So I just played Rookie Rush against the purple deck and I won. Well, I just did it better, I guess. So that's all I gotta say about that. Out aggroing them really helps. A couple big brain suggestions to take advantage and make purple weak to you. Keeping them at 1 memory prevents them from going into Piedmon. They can't Piedmon. Unless they have Lilithmon on the field. Then I guess they can. Or if they have their Tamer, then they can. Which is why I actually really like the purple Tamer in purple. And it adds a card back. So if they have that purple Tamer, don't try to starve them because it's not going to work, obviously. But if you can starve them at 1, or be a little bit aggressive before they have cards in their graveyard to bring back with Piedmon, then I think you're doing it right. You also want to keep a tally of the cards they have on field and in their discard pile. That's very important because it's going to allow you to calculate risk and what you should do. You know, if you've seen that they have 3 Piedmon in their graveyard, maybe because they were in their securities or they milled them, you're okay to play aggressively with memory. If you see that they have 2 Devimon in the graveyard, if you can keep them at 1, prevent them from being brought back with Piedmon, you can actually attack with your level 6s, because the odds of them having another Retaliator at that point is low, and they can't Trump Sword you if you attack. And they can't Chimeramon you for level 6. So just making little reads based on the information you know is one of the best ways you can counter purple, and just stay ahead of them. Finally, and I learned this one yesterday, because I lost to it, don't just attack security. Against purple, that is the wrong thing you can do. Like, the wrong thing. I caved yesterday in a game because, you know, he was going very aggressive on me. And yeah, his rookies were dying when I flipped over my security, but he was hitting for a lot of damage, so I felt the need to retaliate back. So I attacked with 2 somewhat stronger guys, because I'm like, yeah, no problem. And the first 2 security were Beelzemons, and I lost everything. I lost that game, and there was nothing I could do about it at that point. Unless it's the beginning of the game, and you don't care about your rookies, because you have a lot of them, or you're getting advantage some other way, and they don't have anything in the graveyard to bring back with a security night raid, then I'd say start swinging early. But if you can't do that, I probably wouldn't swing at all until you can manipulate the tempo to your favor. Or swing for game. That's also a thing. That wraps it up for this episode of covering our deck colors. I believe purple is tier 1. It's very, very strong. And it's only going to get better as more cards come out. Kind of like everything else. But purple has the highest ceiling in the game. It also can be the simplest deck in the game at the same time if you go Rookie Rush. So it appeals to a lot of players, and you're going to see a lot of it. So just expect it going forward, and get ready. With that, I'm done. We'll see you guys later. Take care.